Hey guys, Chef Mark here. Today I'm going to show you how to get a meal on the table really quick, everything done at the same time. We get a lot of questions about that. I'm here in the meat department. There's a lot of ready to cook options here. I'm going to grab chicken parm. I've already been to seafood, so I've grabbed a piece of salmon with our cracked pepper blend with a little bit of brown sugar. While I was there, let's grab a horseradish cream sauce. This technique is really easy to do. We're combining it. Everything's going to be hot at the same time. Let's go grab our veg. All right, so welcome to the fresh cut veggie section on our produce department. This whole section is really geared around helping you make great meals easy. And what could be easier than grabbing a package of asparagus and maybe a package of Brussels sprouts here, putting maybe a little bit of basting oil and throwing it in the same oven as our other stuff, and it's all gonna come out at the same time, nice and hot. How easy is that? When you get these items home, it's real easy to put together. You just need to account for the amount of time that these things go in the oven. 350, same oven we're gonna do it. If I were doing chicken parm and asparagus, I would put the chicken parm in first. Usually proteins I keep towards the top of the oven and my veg keep towards the bottom because these take about 25 minutes, a half an hour or so, whereas the asparagus, 10 to 12 minutes, that's all you need. So once this is in the oven for 18 minutes or so, I'm gonna throw my asparagus in. They're gonna come out at the same time, plate them up, they're both nice and hot. Today we're gonna do the salmon and the Brussels sprouts. So my Brussels sprouts are gonna go in first because these take about 25 minutes or a half an hour or so in the oven. So bring them home and I just do a little bit of basting oil, salt and pepper on these. And I go into the oven on a sheet pan, which I covered with parchment. So here, just a little bit of a toss. Make sure you get them nice and coated. Right onto the sheet pan, and when you put them on here, spread them all out. The nice thing about roasting a vegetable is if I spread it out in the oven, we've got a big amount of surface area which is going to brown real nice. So that goes in the oven. It's going to go for about 15 minutes or so. Then I put my salmon in the oven. These come with a little bit of our brown sugar and our cracked pepper blend. So all I got to do for these is put a little of this on the top, coat it over. And now all we have to do is put our Brussels sprouts in. 15 minutes later, we put our salmon in. It's just that easy. All right, so here's the Brussels sprouts. And I got my salmon. Looks gorgeous, but here's one more thing. I want to make sure that you have one of these and you're using it. We're going to give you a time. And it's going to say about 25 minutes or whatever the time is. However, I want you to make sure that that thing is right at, for the salmon, it's going to be right at 130 degrees. 2 minutes go by, it's going to be right at 140. So all that's left to do is plate this thing because they're both nice and hot. Got a little bit of Brussels sprouts on the bottom. I like some of those crispy little leaves in there. And this, our salmon, with that brown sugar that's melted, made a nice glaze, a little peppery mix in it. And for me, you pair it up with a little sauce. We've got our horseradish cream. Find this in the seafood department. Right over the top, nice horseradish contrast to that nice sweetness. A real simple pairing, done both hot at the same time. This meal is real easy to put together.